It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Give it what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting there. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fall, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, me home and shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up.
We are live with episode 9 of season 4 of Nemesis. My name is Alexander Shaw, back again here on Nemesis with my broadcast partner, the chairman of the CWL, Kirby. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful because I don't know if you can feel the excitement in the air. We are getting ready to start qualifying some people into some Gold in the Bank ladder matches. And speaking of, here comes the first group of men that are going to try and qualify for this ladder match.
Absolutely fatal 4-way contest underway, and all 4 of these people, not just Gold in the Bank, but all 4 of these people you have to feel are in contendership for titles, whether it be World or Twitch. You've got to feel that this is an all-star lineup, and any 4 of these men, and if they win tonight, may very well be the favorite to win at Gold in the Bank.
The opening match of Nemesis is a fatal 4-way match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 210 pounds, from Dudley, England, Connor Gates.
Now, you talk about all-star lineups, and no disrespect to Vindication, but there is a reason why there are 4 men in each match for the qualifiers on Nemesis. The star power has been immense here ever since Endgames ended, and Nemesis has been bringing it non-stop, and now with the Fatal Vices rolling around, these qualifiers are actually going to be very, very, very important.
Weighing 245 pounds, from New York City, General Nemesis, Alexander.
Well, you know, you've got to say that we talked about all-star lineups, we talked about how Nemesis has this deep roster, and here's someone that wrecks Nemesis, and here's someone who, although he has never received a singles title shot, he might very well be one of the best competitors we have here on the Nemesis brand, recently beating Brandon over at Shadowband just a week ago. And here's the thing, he's undefeated here on Nemesis. Let's see if that winning streak continues against 3 other men here tonight.
Weighing 215 pounds, from Salt Lake City, Utah, the loaded guy, TJ Blxck.
Now, when you want to talk about Shadowband, you can honestly not talk about TJ Blxck. Quite frankly, putting on one of the most impressive performances of his career, not only picking up a victory over John Spartacus, but quite frankly, pretty much knocking out the former 3-time Nemesis heavyweight champion.
Yeah, TJ Black, I mean, if we're going to call a spade here, he is definitely not one that is well known for winning these big match situations. I think he caught a lot of people off guard when he was able to pick up, frankly, an upset over John Spartacus. I'm excited to see where possibly this newfound confidence could take TJ Black, because now he may have been cocky and arrogant before, but now he's shown he can back it up when the spotlight is big.
Weighing 200 pounds, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, FJA.
And now you talk about confidence. You want to talk about somebody that wants to make a splash. Definitely FJA here is somebody that we got to keep our eye on, because let's put this into perspective. Just 5 weeks ago in his championship match against Katak, he unfortunately fell short because some say he may have gone just a little bit too cocky, a little bit too full of himself. But now he has his head on straight. He picked up a victory over Jay Scott last week at Shadowband on the pre-show, and he knows how he wants to use this briefcase. He wants to get a clean one-on-one match against Katak, basically to be their tiebreaker. They're both 1-1 with each other right now.
I agree, they are both 1-1, but one thing you have to feel is this sort of feels like a hard reset for FJA, where he's sort of starting back towards the bottom and is going through a qualifier rather than a number one contenders match. We've seen him face Will before, he came up short. This is almost his proving ground to see if he can hang at the top level like he says he can. As this one gets underway, and we see Connor Gates and TJ Black immediately going after each other. Alexander taking the forearm shots to FJA. And I've got to ask, in a match this chaotic, you've got to wonder if maybe Connor Gates has the advantage after just competing in a Fatal 4-Way match not even 7 days ago.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely something to keep in mind for sure. Except that match was for a championship. This is to qualify for one of the biggest opportunities the CWO has to offer. The stakes aren't as high, but they're basically neck and neck as far as pressure goes in trying to perform and get the victory here.
You say the stakes aren't as high. I might have to disagree. I think the stakes are just as high. You're getting a shot at gold in the bank, the ultimate title opportunity, a chance whenever you want. I mean, we've never seen a failed cash-in of the briefcase. You've got to feel if someone wins gold in the bank, that's nearly a guaranteed title that they just picked up. But I've got to agree, Connor Gates able to kick out there. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good. As TJ Black right there, almost in the ring, almost picked up a victory. Alexander heard the count. He completely started running in, and that's something that we also have to remember, ladies and gentlemen. This is first fall to a finish. There are no eliminations. Whoever picks up that first pin or submission will walk away here and go on to Gold in the Bank to compete in that ladder match. We already saw the men from Vindication enter. We already saw who qualified on that side. Now let's find out who's going to do it from Nemesis.
Absolutely. It's now Alexander, Connor Gates, the only two men standing in the ring. And here's the thing. This is first fall to finish, and it's not falls count anywhere. You have to get done in the ring. And Connor Gates looking to come up big here. Huge. I don't even know what to call that. Reverse Meteora off the top.
It was definitely an impressive maneuver there. It was Connor Gates and Alexander kind of going after each other, and TJ Black and FJA locking up themselves. This is going to be pure chaos. It's going to be really hard to call, quite frankly, but in the end, only one man will stand tall.
You know, you've got to wonder if maybe there's any sort of resentment from TJ Black towards someone like an FJA. I mean, TJ Black, someone who thinks he deserves the world here. And FJA, he's someone who's had a lot of opportunities in a short time here on Nemesis. You've got to wonder if maybe TJ Black feels like he should have been the one facing Katak a few weeks ago. He should have been the one in the jailbreak chamber match. I mean, you've got to wonder if that's eating up TJ Black a bit here. As FJA, though, looking to hang TJ Black up to dry. And a huge tiger feint kick knocking out TJ Black.
Now he's telling TJ Black to get up as Alexander gets thrown back in the ring, but FJA able to just pop TJ Black right there. as TJ Blxck very, very smart to roll out. As now Connor Gates trying to do the same to Alexander, but FJA just ruining the party midway.
Absolutely, and now FJA though, I think he was looking for that painkiller, that frog splash, but was not able to get it as Alexander wisely getting off his back. But now Connor Gates catches FJA, and this could be Connor Gates' moment. He's been in plenty of Gold in the Bank matches before. He is yet to win.
On here we see Connor Gates getting fired up. Now something that we also have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that Connor Gates was a tag team wrestler at one point. He was synonymous with the tag team division at one point. All this chaos going around him, this is something where he thrives. This is the environment where he knows what he's doing. This is where he feels comfortable. When you talk about him being in a Fatal 4-Way last week, just being in another one this week, that's just an immense amount of experience already.
Absolutely, and here's the thing. He may have come up short in that Fatal 4-Way, but he didn't get pinned. And that is the crucial thing when these one fall to the finish, is because it's almost like, yes, you did win, but you didn't lose either. As we see, though, TJ Blxck, someone who did pick up a win at Shadowband, go toe-to-toe with FJA, breaks the wrist lock, hits a huge bicycle knee strike. As meanwhile, right behind him, Alexander with the Yorktown facebuster. TJ Blxck looking to capitalize. Huge clothesline, and another taking the fight to the revolutionary rookie here, the so-called leader of Nemesis.
Oh, I think that was a big mistake right there by TJ Blxck. I think instead of going after Alexander, he should have gone after Connor Gates. Connor Gates was already rocked after that facebuster, and now he's about to pay the price as Connor Gates lifts up TJ Blxck and drives the knees for the Code Bled. The Code Bled is in as FJA gets back in the ring. He's going to break up that pinfall, and the action will continue here on Nemesis.
You know, you mentioned that TJ Blxck unwisely not staying on Alexander. I've got to agree, went for Connor Gates. But TJ Blxck still fighting to his feet. Acknowledges that FJ going to the outside. I think he notices this is his chance here. Him and Alexander in the ring all alone.
Oh, and now Alexander going for a beautiful Northern Lights suplex. The bridge is in. The pin is in as well, but TJ Blxck able to still kick out at 2, as now Alexander has got something in mind, but FJA has plans of his own as he launches Alexander over to the ropes, and a second Tiger Feint kick connects right there. Oh, is he going up for the painkiller?
Looking to follow up. Oh, instead went for the elbow drop, I think. Maybe did a bit of a mid-air change of plans when he realized Alexander was getting out of the way. As now Alexander, Yorktown facebuster to TJ Blxck. This could be his moment here. Hook of the leg. But FJA right there to break things up.
And now FJA with that front-facing DDT. That we have seen him actually put away people with that before. But Alexander able to kick out at 1. That has got to be a statement made against FJA.
Absolutely. And now FJA looking to go to the top. But TJ Blxck looking to almost play spoiler to his plans here, just driving the knees into the side of the temple of Alexander. And now there we see it, the painkiller, and connecting on the back of TJ there. Almost got a bit of a 2-for-1, and Connor Gates taking out FJ as, oh God.
Here we see Connor Gates possibly looking to catch him something right there with that knee to the face. FJ is in a lot of trouble. Connor Gates in for the pinfall. Referee's in position. 1, 2, and 3. Connor Gates actually qualifies for Gold in the Bank, as TJ Blxck was just a little too late there to break it up.
Yes, Connor Gates making the most of a bizarre set of circumstances. I don't know what's going on. Is there an earthquake happening here? What was happening to the ring? But Connor Gates, the ultimate opportunist in this match, picking up the win, handing Alexander his first ever loss on Nemesis.
The winner of the match and qualifying for Gold in the Bank, Connor Gates.
Congratulations go to Connor Gates, ladies and gentlemen, as he now moves on and joins the current cast of Vindication at the Gold in the Bank match. There are 2 more spots left and Alexander Shaw. I'm very excited because next week the women get to do it, and the women are going to get to qualify, and we will see how that goes next week. But before we do that, let's move on to the next match here. We've got Cassidy Clark going up against April, and this is actually a rematch from 2 weeks ago, and Cassidy Clark is unbeaten. April has said that she has finally figured it out. She knows how to beat Cassidy Clark, and she gets another chance here today.
I mean, listen, April is anything but a quitter. We've seen the determination that April can have on display, and it led her to an openweight title match, which she won. But Cassidy Clark has shown dominance ever since debuting. I don't know, this one it's a toss-up for me.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 155 pounds, from London, England, Cassidy Clark.
And here she comes, Cassidy Clark, the undefeated woman of Nemesis. She's possibly one of the people that has impressed me the most lately. She comes into every match with a game plan. She comes into every match knowing exactly what she's going to do, to exact what she needs to do in order to get a victory. April is quite possibly about to relearn that lesson once again.
And her opponents, weighing 99 pounds, from Tokyo, Japan, April.
Well, you talked about April learning her lesson, but that's the thing with wrestling. In school, you have the lesson and then the test. In wrestling, you have the test and then the lesson. April's had her lesson before. Let's see how she does when she takes the test again against Cassidy Clark. I mean, I've got to be completely honest. These two, very, I think, similar styles of wrestling, but that queen suplex that Cassidy Clark does, the blessing in disguise, let me tell you, it is a devastating maneuver, and I've got to be honest, that could be something that puts away many an opponent here on Nemesis. Because here's the thing about Cassidy Clark, she's a new talent. She has been on a tear ever since debuting near the start of season 4. It's not like, oh, she's been here a while and is hitting her stride finally. No, this is someone who showed up to dominate, and that is exactly what she has been doing.
So now, with the match actually being very fresh in both of these women's minds, and also while Cassidy Clark picked up a victory last week at the Shadowband pre-show, what do you think really changes with that, like you said, the knowledge and the test stuff? How much do you think that changes everything?
Well, I mean, for April, like I'm not going to front here. April's someone who went on a year-long losing streak before picking up her first win. But that shows to me adaptation. It shows that she is not a person that will get in her head and just stay headstrong. She's able to learn and able to get better. But can she get better quick enough to adapt to Cassidy Clark, who has only been getting better? I don't know.
Oh, here we see Cassidy Clark already starting on that arm. That's basically what I love about Cassidy Clark. She knows that she needs to target those arms, because as soon as she locks in that Black Widow, it's all over. The fact that she's starting this soon just shows me that she knows exactly what she's doing, and she has her game plan ready to go.
Absolutely, and here's the thing, you know, April, a submission expert herself, you get rid of the arms, you get rid of some of the grip that she has on that cross-faced chicken wing, the Usagi lock. As now sends her into the corner. Huge running hip attack there in the corner, and Cassidy is staggered, but not for long, as she is able to get up and again targeting the arm and the shoulder. And I've got to be honest, this could be something that gets ugly very fast.
Oh, and here we see Cassidy Clark starting to call her spot. April is trying to do her best in order to pick up this victory, and has that back suplex right there. Maybe, nope, Cassidy Clark is right back up. She knows exactly what April's going for, and she's doing everything she can to make sure that she wins once again.
Well, and that's the thing. I talked about how last match was a learning experience for April, but Cassidy Clark isn't stupid. Cassidy Clark isn't going to come in here and think it's going to be the exact same thing. as much as April has been training, Cassidy Clark has also been training. And I've got to feel that maybe Cassidy Clark might just be a step above here tonight, as she has been absolutely manhandling April in the early portions of this match.
Now here we see Cassidy Clark stomping on the back. I thought she was going to go for something bigger now as she tried to pick up April, but April able to counter that and gets the sweep. And now April possibly trying to measure her spot, but no, Cassidy able to bring it right back, and now they're fighting on the outside right here in front of us.
The best thing that April has in her arsenal is that she is able to overwhelm her opponent. If she can overwhelm her opponent, that's her key to victory. But what does April do when Cassidy herself has been so overwhelming in this match? I've got to be honest, so far, Cassidy has had an answer for everything April has thrown at. As here we see, pick up backdrop suplex there.
And now what does Cassidy Clark have in mind here? Oh, she goes for that floating reverse DDT. She goes for the pinfall. This could be it. One,
The Devil's
two.
Lullaby. The Devil's Lullaby not able to keep April to sleep though. And that's the thing. It's going to take a lot more to put someone down like April. She may not have the most exemplary record, but she is tough. You see now. Oh wait, went to a bit of a call elbow type there, but April able to shove her off. And again, Cassidy Clark is having an answer for everything April has thrown at her so far. And now taking out the knees. And right now, I think, yeah, setting up for that suplex, setting up. Oh wait, no, turns around into the Black Widow.
That's gotta be it. This is gonna be it, as now April once again taps out to the Black Widow. Cassidy Clark with a tremendous game plan came in here and now has defeated the former openweight champion twice.
Yeah, I mean, Cassidy Clark, that was nothing short of dominance. April, she tried to hold her own, but Cassidy Clark just overwhelmed her. She was ready for everything April had in this match, and now Cassidy Clark continues her undefeated streak in dominant fashion. I've got to be honest, I don't know who on Nemesis is next for Cassidy Clark, but whoever it may be, they better be ready.
The winner of the match, Cassidy Clark.
Alexander Shaw, are you ready to see another qualifier here for Gold in the Bank?
Oh, I'm always ready. The qualifiers, this is one of the most exciting times of the year for the CWL because we always get so much new talent at the start of the season and we get to showcase them early in the Golden Bank, and I don't think there's any more example of that than Zach Anderson now like mixing it up with the likes of Raymondo and Alex Perez here in this Gold in the Bank qualifier. This might be every man for himself, but it's also very new school versus old school. Season 4 versus Season 1. I can't wait.
The following match is a fatal four-way match, set for 1 fall. Introducing first, hailing from Derrickton, Raymondonia. Raymondo.
And now you want to talk about old school Season 1. This is honestly something I never thought I would ever see, as Raymondo has actually accepted the darkness, if you will. This is a man who was always, oh, now he's going after the crowd? Okay, Raymondo, relax. I understand that you feel you've been slighted and now you're with the Fatal Vices, as a glutton or whatever it is, but the crowd did nothing to you.
Yes, but the crowd may have done nothing to him, but it seems that whoever the Fatal Faces are, they've done something to Raymondo, as this is a new man here.
Zach Anderson.
Speaking of new men, here's a new man to the CWL, Zach Anderson. And I've got to say, you know, Zach Anderson, definitely someone to watch thus far in the early, you know, weeks of the season. I've got to ask, Chairman, how have you been impressed by Zach Anderson? See him here. I've got to say, he's someone who's definitely impressed me so far, and I think he's someone who could definitely be a sleeper pick.
Weighing 225 pounds, from San Jose, USA, Alex Perez.
Alex Perez making his way down to the ring, and we talked about the history that the other three men have sort of with each other. Here's someone who's a wild card. Here's someone who's sort of the fourth wheel in this match. Alex Perez, he doesn't come in here with any personal bias towards any of these men. He is here with one goal, and that is to win this qualifier and then go on to win the briefcase. And he's another guy who's been in plenty of Golden Bag matches, has never been able to come out with the win.
Not only not come out with the win, but this is a man who has been here for 4 years, and unlike his first arch nemesis, Harris, he hasn't captured the Nemesis Heavyweight Championship. Harris finally had his time in the sun last season, and you know, we now know how that's progressing with Michael Young over on Vindication, but Sicario has never tasted gold of that kind before. He's a former Twitch champion, yes, but it's not the top crown here at Nemesis with the Nemesis Championship. This is his opportunity to get closer to that and earn it the way he wants to earn it.
And you know, I've talked to Alex Perez before behind the scenes, and here's the thing. The fact that he has yet to win the world title eats him alive. He had one chance at that belt, back at Supremacy, and the fact that he blew that chance, it stays with him. And you've got to feel that tonight, it's very personal. It might not be personal with the competitors, but it is personal in the fact that he needs his briefcase because he needs another chance at that title.
And here we have all 4 men getting ready. The referee is about to call for the bell. Once again, one fall to a finish. One of these men is going to join Connor Gates on the Nemesis side to see who's going to walk into Gold in the Bank in that ladder match.
Absolutely, and we see them, you know, standard fatal 4-way fair, sort of splitting off of the pairs. And we mentioned Connor Gates, someone who was recently in a fatal 4-way. You can say the same about Alex Perez, also in that fatal 4-way match at Shadow Band. The difference was he got pinned after, I want to say, a Quinn shot, a super kick, and another Quinn shot back to back to back. It took a lot to keep this man down, but you've got to wonder if maybe there's still some damage done. I can't feel like Alex Perez is coming into this thing 100%.
I absolutely have to agree there. You know, after a fatal 4-way, you're not okay immediately. And another thing I want to point out is how Raymondo and Alex Clark immediately went for each other. They didn't even wait. The bell rang and they immediately ran at each other because there's a lot of animosity there.
Absolutely, but they need to be careful. Yes, you've got your personal feelings, and yes, you may hate each other, but at the end of the day, Gold in the Bank, one of the most prestigious prizes in all of CWL, that comes around once a year. You need to put away any personal business and focus on the prize at the end of the day.
Oh, and here we see Alex Clark going for that backdrop right there in the middle of the ring, possibly going to go for a pinfall, but no, instead he just decides to drop the punches as Alex Perez and Zach Anderson fight on the outside.
Absolutely. You know, we mentioned you thought he was going to go for a pin, and instead he went to the grounded pound, and that's what worries me about Alex Clark's chances in this match. If he's given the golden opportunity to go for a victory, would he instead beat down on Raymondo? We saw him go for a pinfall there, but it was not even close to enough.
Now Zach Anderson dragging Alex Perez on the outside, but Perez able to counter that with some strikes to the gut. Oh, and now the fight is going to continue on the inside. This is where things are going to get chaotic here, Shaw.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw, you know, I mentioned it was possibly an earthquake that interfered with the other match. Could it possibly have been, I mean, we know Raymondo, he's got some mystical ability to mess with the space-time continuum. Maybe he's the one that interfered with that last match, that last fatal 4-way, to get a result he wanted. Could we see him do some messing with the ring in this one as well?
I thought that was Derek that had those portal opening powers.
Yeah, but Derek's dead, so maybe it's like, you know, the Highlander, there can be only one, and since he killed Derek, he got... I don't know, man. I'm not a Raymondo. I failed Raymondonian history in high school, so I don't know what to tell you. All I know is Alex Clark, the only man standing at this match, going after Zach Anderson, someone who he has a storied history with outside of CWL, and now they're finally coming to blows inside the ring. But again, going straight back for Raymondo.
If I'm not mistaken, Alex Clark is actually the first and only man to beat Zach Anderson outside of the CWL. So as you said, a storied history for sure, as Alex Clark actually is able to deliver that Lucifer's Creed on the outside. I'm sorry, the Final Destination. But Raymondo quick to roll out.
One thing to mention, though, as he hit that, Alex Perez hitting the Dragon Rush on Zach Anderson. But right now, Alex Clark got Perez right where he wants him here. And you mentioned before the Lucifer's Creed connecting on Perez. This could be his moment. Alex Clark looking to punch his ticket to Gold in the Bank, but Zach Anderson is right there.
He knew exactly how dangerous that move was. And Zach Anderson did what he had to do to stay in this match, because it is one fall to a finish, and only one man will continue to Gold in the Bank.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, absolutely anything can happen in these matches. Yes, Alex Clark and Zach Anderson might happen. Oh, wait a second. Raymondo, Fujiwara armbar, locked in on Alex Perez, looking to make him tap out here. And Alex Perez taps out to Raymondo. Both men not able to save the match in time.
Raymondo exactly in the right place at the right time. And I don't know if it's any of this power from the Fatal Vices that made him crank that Fujiwara armbar harder than he normally does. but he gets the tap out on Alex Perez, and now Raymondo is going to be moving to Gold in the Bank.
And you've got to feel for Alex Perez a little bit. Another fatal four-way, another time where you take the fall after taking big move after big move. We know he could pick up the win in these things. It just seems like he's been making himself a target in these matches, and to stop it coming up the better for him.
The winner of the match and qualified for Gold in the Bank, Raymondo.
Well, congratulations, I guess, go to the new and improved Raymondo. I honestly never thought we would see him in a Gold in the Bank ladder match, and now here we are 4 years later. This is going to get interesting.
Especially with the quote-unquote leader of the Fatal Vices challenging for the world title later that night. I have to agree, quite interesting. But speaking of champions, speaking of titles, we have the Wildfire Pro Wrestling Women's Tag Team Champion, Sarah Price, here against Alina Valentina. Alina Valentina's return after, well, not being seen since losing the Openweight title.
It was an interesting exchange of information, and let's just say that. As I talked to Alina Valentina earlier, apparently she was shamed back in her motherland, and that is why she was not allowed to return. But now she's back. She's facing off against somebody she knows very well, and this should be an exciting contest.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 102 pounds, from London, England, Sarah Price.
Well, here comes Sarah Price holding a title, but the last time Sarah Price held the title going into a match against Alina Valentina, she came out the other side with a loss. You've got to wonder if maybe, she's a little bit hesitant. We talked about how April tried to learn from her previous lesson against Cassidy Clark. Got to wonder if Sarah Price also looking to adapt with what she failed in when she defended the Openweight title against Alina Valentina.
Something else to also keep in mind is that she holds this championship along with the Black Rose from Vindication. Like, how does that even happen?
Alina Valentina making her way down to the ring, and you've got to feel that the pressure is on for Valentina here tonight. I mean, you just lost your Openweight title, the biggest accomplishment you've had to this date, and in your first match back, you're going up against Sarah Price, considered one of the best wrestlers in the world, regardless of gender, regardless of brand. And now, you've got to wonder, is that a bit too much pressure in your return match, or is that just the amount of pressure she needs to perform here tonight?
I think that the pressure's definitely on for her to perform. If she manages to pick up a win over Sarah Price here again, like they did back at Verdict, I believe it was, I think that's going to be pretty much just a repeat of history. But if Alina loses here, we may quite frankly have another hot feud on our hands here.
As now this one getting underway. And we see Alina immediately taking the fight to Sarah Price, targeting those knees, trying to get rid of the fairy tale ending very early. As Sarah Price now, you've got to feel going to be looking up for that bear hug. The move that lost her that title was that bear hug submission from Alina Valentina. And you've got to feel that that is the thing she's looking out for the most here tonight.
Oh, now Alina Valentina able to counter that. I don't know what Sarah Price was going for, but this is something that we talked about in the original match that we're going to have to talk about in this match. Do you think Sarah Price can overcome the size difference from Melina Valentina?
I mean, the size difference is always going to be a factor, and maybe that's what cost the title back at Titan Clash, but we've also seen Sarah Price beat people way bigger than her. We've seen her beat Thraxx. We've seen her beat Vallen. Like, it's not like her beating these big people were upsets. But I do have to agree, the size difference does make, you know, there's obviously going to be more power behind what Melina Valentina does, as we see a curb stomp Sarah Price into the mat. But if anyone can overcome the size difference, it's going to be Sarah Price here tonight.
And here we see now Elena Valentina hoping to connect with more chops there, but Sarah Price able to return the favor. But now Elena is using her power and her strength to her advantage as Sarah Price gets hung up on the top ropes as she slingshot over there. And Elena is starting to feel it as she goes for the pinfall here. One. No, Sarah Price able to kick out.
Yeah, now Price slowly getting to her feet, trying to get to her feet, but just getting lit up by strikes from Melina Valentina. And now huge elbow shot rocks Price, and now Price though connected with a shot of her own, and you've got to feel like this could be Price's chance to start getting back into this thing. Trips the double leg takedown, and now just wailing in the punches. And Price, gets caught with the kick to the top of the dome piece, and gets caught with a calf kick for her troubles, and has to roll to the apron to catch a bit of a breath here.
Oh, and Elena Valentina with that spear to the outside right there, driving her shoulder right into Sarah Price's gut. I think she may have hit the barricade there as Elena goes to the outside, tries to take the fight to Sarah, but Sarah able to actually roll Elena back into the ring.
Yeah, Sarah just trying to chop down Elena with these kicks, but Elena has had her number every step of the way. Lifts her up. Yosaka street cutter there from Elena Valentina. And now almost just stalking her prey. As she's just lifting up Price and immediately back down with that double axe handle.
Now, Elena looks a little unsure of herself here. She's kind of just swaying back and forth, trying to figure out what her next move is. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe her own confidence is shaken having lost that championship.
Well, maybe her confidence is shaken, or maybe she's just trying to think of what move to inflict pain with next, is now lining up Sarah Price and a huge boot to the back of the head. And that might just be it. Cover 2. No, Sarah Price able to kick out there. We've seen that move that Elena learned from her former teammate Tiffany Quinn. Put away many an opponent. Sarah Price, though, not your average superstar here.
Now Sarah Price is able to get the crowd pumped up, ready to go, as she comes in with a clothesline, a second clothesline. She ducks underneath and is able to connect with that kick to the face as Elena is rocked in the corner. Sarah Price now getting closer to her opponent right there, drives the knee right into the gut. And Sarah Price, what has she got in mind here?
Sarah Price looking to come up big with that guillotine leg drop. And now dragging Elena into the ring. Turns her around. Sarah Del Sol connects, hooks the legs, looking to steal one here. 1, 2. And Sarah Price picking up the win. I've got to say, though, Elena Valentina dominated a good portion of that match. I think after Sarah kicked out, she just went completely into full gear. And I've got to say, once Sarah Price is at her best, I don't think she stopped her.
The winner of the match, Sarah Price.
Price picking up a big win, looking to get back on the victory march, because as much as Alina Valentina maybe need that win, Sarah Price has definitely been in a bit of a slump in the CWL, but now with a big win, you've got to feel big things are on her horizon. Perhaps possibly, you know, a future title opportunity or even a chance at gold in the bank. We'll have to see what GM Tommy Hazard decides for those qualifiers next week.
Speaking of qualifiers, I think I beat you to the punch there, Sean. I apologize. This is going to be the final match to find out who the final member from Nemesis is going to be, and we're going to have the whole battlefield set for Gold in the Bank. It's either going to be Drake Harrison, Samuel Black, Jay Scott, or Rodrigo Del Gaiso, and honestly, any of these men can completely be the briefcase winner.
I mean, you talked about beating me to the punch. These four men are going to beat each other to a pulp. I personally can't wait.
The following match is a fatal four-way match, set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 225 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan, Drake Harrison.
And this here, Drake Harrison, a former Nemesis champion, he is looking to get back to that gold. And first, he's going to have to earn a spot here by winning this match. But I don't know about you, but this Rex character that he talks about sometimes, maybe that could be what gets him some help.
Samuel Black.
We've talked all night about new talent getting big opportunities here. And here's someone with a humongous opportunity, Samuel Black, who he's always impressed me since debuting here on Nemesis, but I've got to ask, has he impressed you, Chairman?
He has definitely impressed me because it's rare when we bring somebody into the CWL and they say that they're going to be dominant. They say that they're going to be monsters. They say that they're going to be the future of the CWL. But Samuel Black has not only done that, he's exceeded all expectations. If he manages to win here, he's walking into Gold in the Bank undefeated and could possibly be the next Nemesis champion.
Absolutely. I mean, we've heard plenty of people come to CWL talking a big game, but Samuel Black has definitely backed it up.
Weighing 221 pounds, from West Hamptons, Long Island, Jay Scott.
So I heard that Tom Jerkin had some trouble with this guy. I had some trouble with him yesterday commentating Genesis. Shaw, this is all yours.
Yo, so Jay Scott making his way down to the ring, and let me tell you, Jay Scott, he's impressed me, at least. You know, he has come in here, he's certainly made a name for himself. That being said, I've sort of, you know, a lot of people backstage, a lot of people possibly here at the commentary guest, I'm not going to name names, maybe, you know, Jay Scott has sort of rubbed some people the wrong way. He calls himself the star jammer, but he needs to make sure he's not jamming his own career, not jamming up his own star. I mean, yes, you don't need people to like you, but if you aren't able to back it up in the ring, you need to make sure that people like you. And Star Jammer LLC with Brandon Collier over on Genesis, definitely a good start of getting some people on your side. But for Jay Scott, he definitely has a huge opportunity. We mentioned how Samuel Black is undefeated. Jay Scott has yet to pick up a win. Imagine if he wins this and then wins a Gold in the Bank.
215 pounds, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Rodrigo Del Gaisio.
Now you want to talk about doing it the right way. Rodrigo Del Gaisio actually did that. He actually came in here on Nemesis on the first week of this season and lost to Dr. Wrestling Jr. Instead of making excuses, instead of saying that it wasn't his fault, he actually came to my office and said, "Boss, I can do that. I can do that again and have a different result. I want 2 out of 3 matches with Dr. Wrestling Jr." And so I went to talk to Tommy Hazard. We made it happen. And Rodrigo Del Gaisio actually pulled off 2 wins. He beat the former Nemesis champion twice on 2 different nights.
Absolutely great start for the season for Rodrigo. And might I say, eyebrow game on fleek as of late. I got to feel maybe that was the power-up he needed, because ever since he started stylizing that, he's been unstoppable. We've talked about before how sometimes a new fashion, new attitude can do wonders. I think, as much as he's been, a great MMA competitor, I think the main issue was he was lacking some confidence, what you say about Jay Scott? He's definitely got confidence in himself. I think Rodrigo, once he started working on his tunes, working on those eyebrows, he got that confidence, beat Dr. Wrestling Jr. twice, and now has a chance to possibly become a world champion whenever he so desires.
And now here we go. All 4 men are right here, ready to go. Only one more can qualify for Gold in the Bank. Shaw, who is your money on as we get the bell rung here?
Well, as we start things underway, anything can happen here in this match. And Drake Harrison, he's the only one in this match that's a former world champion. He sort of seems like the easy favorite to pick. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Rodrigo. Rodrigo's been very good as of late, and I could see him picking one up here.
Oh, Samuel Black just managed to pick him up in the full Nelson slam. Rodrigo in a lot of trouble as the Motor City Monster is doing some really big damage here to Rodrigo Del Gaisio.
Yes, and now we see on the other side of the ring, Drake Harrison and Jay Scott here brawling, and you got to wonder if maybe Jay Scott spent a little bit more time training, a little bit less time over on Genesis scouting new talent. Maybe he would have, a more exemplary win-loss record. And speaking of people exemplary win-loss record, Samuel Black up top, huge top rope superplex, sending both the big men crashing to the mat.
Well, back to Jay Scott really quick. According to him, he had a party to go to in California yesterday. So he actually went from here in Honolulu over to Napa Valley and then back here overnight. So I don't know how smart that was, especially when he knew he had this qualifier here today.
Yes, jet lag is a big killer. We've seen titles won and lost due to travel distance. And, I've got to say, Jay Scott maybe just looking for any sort of out he could take. Because now, if he loses, he could just blame it on jet lag. Samuel Black climbing up to the top, goes for the elbow drop, but Rodrigo able to roll out of the way. And now, got him hooked here. Rolling cutter takes down Samuel Black.
Oh, and here we go. Rodrigo still on the inside. Now taking the fight to Samuel Black a little bit more, how he's used to being in the forefront. But no, Samuel Black able to use his strength to get the upper hand once again with that quick exploder suplex. But Jay Scott on the outside driving the knee to Drake Harrison. Honestly, this is getting chaotic both in and outside of the ring. Who's going to be able to get the upper hand here?
Here's the truth of the matter. Right now, Samuel Black and Rodrigo, the only 2 men that can win this match. And I think Drake Harrison sending Jay Scott, although it will do some damage, send him into that turnbuckle post, it's not going to pick him up the win.
Oh, now Samuel Black hanging up Rodrigo on the top. And what's he got in mind? Oh my God, what is he doing here? Oh, he just slammed Rodrigo's face right into the mat. And Drake Harrison, the spinning neckbreaker on the outside right here in front of us.
Huge impact moves back to back everywhere you look. As now, Drake Harrison trying to get in there and break things up, and he does, costing Samuel Black that pinfall. Because I don't know if Rodrigo would have been able to kick out of that. He looks like dead weight right now. As where we see, though, the heroic kick taking out Samuel Black. And now, oh wait a second, Drake Harrison looking to go all or nothing here against Samuel, climbing up to the top rope. And there we see him setting up. Huge CWL special, sends him crashing to the outside. And now J. Scott and Rodrigo, the only men in the ring. Drake needs to get things back in here. He needs to capitalize, but Samuel Blxck actually the one able to capitalize so far. But Rodrigo able to connect with that huge Enziguri. Tries to cover him here. 2. Not enough to beat J. Scott just yet.
That was the prime opportunity for Rodrigo Del Gaiso to actually pick up a victory, as Samuel Blxck and Drake Harrison are just fighting on the outside, and Rodrigo is getting fired up inside. J. Scott now in a lot of trouble there. The spinning slam. Rodrigo's all kinds of fired up right now.
Absolutely just firing on all cylinders now. And dragging J. Scott by his neck. Where's he going here? Kick to the gut. And now looking to set him up. Adeus, senor! A huge running knee strike with Drake Harrison taking out Rodrigo before he could capitalize. And now Drake Harrison and J. Scott alone in the ring. Drake Harrison looking to capitalize off Rodrigo's huge knee strike too. Not enough.
Very, very, very smart plan by Drake Harrison. Something we're not used to, like not a tactic that we're used to seeing from Drake Harrison. But when Gold in the Bank is on the line, you have to do whatever you have to do.
Dragon suplex from J. Scott takes out Rodrigo. And now, huge suplex again. J. Scott making a name for himself in this ring, taking out Rodrigo and Drake Harrison. And now got in this arm over the head armbar, not able to get it because Samuel Blxck is right here. But Samuel Blxck not going to let J. Scott run away with this matchup, not looking to let him steal it. But he might not have a chance to Star Jammer to the back into the cover immediately. But Rodrigo right there to break things up. This has been pure chaos thus far.
Oh, now Rodrigo Del Gaiso. I think he was going there for a super kick, but he just graced J. Scott. And now he's got him all kinds of locked up. Drake Harrison trying to break it up. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he gets the ref instead.
The referee.
Was that Rex doing that?
I don't know. I've got a feel Drake Harrison is not the one to attack a referee as his first move, but we just saw him possibly cost Rodrigo the match.
And now the referee's down. This is even gonna get even more chaotic.
As now, wait a second, huge side slam to Rodrigo. J. Scott, Star Jammer to Drake Harrison. Both men down. J. Scott looking to steal it here into the cover, but Rodrigo able to break it up.
As Samuel Blxck rolls onto the outside. The Star Jammer CEO able to connect with that Dragon Suplex. And now Drake Harrison trying to do what he can here to get the victory. But J. Scott able to kick him in the head. Now what has he got in here? Drake Scott catches the leg, drives the knee, and Drake Harrison plants him down on the mat.
Absolutely ferocious side slam there by Drake Harrison. These two men going back and forth. And Samuel Blxck beginning to stir on the outside, and it does not look good for either of these men. Goes for the huge clothesline, comes up short, gets caught with the TNA kick, sent off the rope to Samuel Blxck, gets caught with the drop kick, and Rodrigo now looking to come in and capitalize on J. Scott as Drake Harrison hits this neck breaker there. And now Rodrigo special, locked in, tearing at the arm. But Drake was right there to break it up as he hits Samuel Blxck with the heroic kick, and we are down to 2 men standing. But Drake Harrison takes out Rodrigo, going into the cover, looking to steal it. Is Drake going to Gold in the Bank? No.
It looked right there like Rodrigo also technically had a cover by having his hand over Samuel. So that would have been a very controversial call if the referee called it for Drake. But now we see Samuel Blxck. He has Rodrigo in position. That ferocious slam plants him once again in the middle of the ring. And now Samuel instead tried to go pick up Rodrigo, but Rodrigo still had the wherewithal to be able to kick out.
Dodges the low drop kick to Samuel. And now hammer lock scoop slam And now we see him looking to set up Rodrigo, but Jay Scott here, maybe looking to steal a victory. Send Samuel Black into the corner. And now Samuel Black looking to be hit with a second CWL special of the night.
They don't call him a monster for nothing.
But wait a second, as Jay Scott hits the CWL special, Drake Harrison and Rodrigo doing battle inside the ring. This could be either of their chances.
Oh, now Rodrigo goes for the key lock on the inside of the ring, but Drake Harrison able to get out of that. Oh!
The Detroit knee! The Red Wing knee! 2! Oh my God.
Drake Harrison almost escaped with the victory right there, but that dropkick is able to take Samuel Black out, as now Drake Harrison picks up Rodrigo. Rodrigo with that shoulder block, and Jay Scott is getting mixed in again. The dropkick hits both men, as now Drake Harrison possibly going to the outside to set up for the single bound, as he starts calling Jay Scott to his feet.
He's lining up his shot, and now single bound connects forearm right to the jaw, and I think Drake Harrison may have just punched his ticket to gold in the bank.
What a contest right there from all the men in this match. And that's it. That's our Gold in the Bank entrance. Connor Gates, Raymondo, and Drake Harrison will represent Nemesis, and they will face off against the Vindication men, and we're gonna see just exactly who is gonna walk away with the briefcase in 3 weeks' time.
And you know, say what you will about all the men in this match, all of them took their licks. All of them took huge amounts of punishment. Samuel Black took 2 CWL specials, and he was nearly able to break it up at the end. Nothing to be ashamed of for any of these men.
The match and qualifier for Gold in the Bank, Drake Harrison.
And there he is, the winner and the next Gold in the Bank competitor. The field is set. 6 men will enter, but only 1 will walk out with the Gold in the Bank briefcase in just 3 weeks. I can't wait for that match.
And I can't wait till next week till we find out who will be qualifying on the women's side of things. We also have to find out who might be going up against Holly Queen for the Nemesis Women's title at Gold Rush. There's so much to figure out. And Alexander's making his way down to the ring. One of the people not qualifying, I guess he has something to say.
Connor Gates, you pinned FJA earlier and robbed me on my spot in the Gold in the Bank ladder match. Now, this is not the first time that you've actively screwed me out of an opportunity. Last year, you derailed my chances at becoming tag team champion. And this year, you sneak out with a victory in a fatal 4-way for the biggest opportunity the CWL has to offer. This injustice will not stand. Gates, since I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to say this. Consider yourself my next opponent. You may have earned the ladder match spot, and you may go on to possibly win the briefcase, but you and General Nemesis, we're just getting started. Consider this your friendly warning.
Okay.
Strong words right there from Alexander, basically saying that Connor Gates doesn't deserve to be in the Gold in the Bank ladder match. And as we saw, the field is set. There's nothing you can do about it, Alexander. You kind of just have to go to the back of the line.
And you've got to feel Alexander, especially having his first loss on Nemesis tonight, especially salty about that one. But the field's set. There's nothing you can do. And speaking of things that are set, I believe it was announced recently, Ken Warlock will be fighting Blxck Attack for the Nemesis World Heavyweight Championship at Gold in the Bank. But tonight, one of Ken Warlock's brothers in arms, Matthew Ramirez, one of the Fatal Vices, looking to go up against Blxck Attack. And we talk about people who are undefeated. Matthew Ramirez is yet to lose in one-on-one singles action. Should be quite the interesting contest here tonight against the world's champion.
The main event of Nemesis is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 350 pounds, from parts unknown, your Nemesis Heavyweight Champion, Blxck.
This is a man that has held the title since Endgame, but don't let the number beside the reign fool you. He is definitely not a fighting champion, to say the least.
I mean, you can say that again. Where has he been?
I don't know. He's been everywhere, man. He was recently in Canada for their well-renowned maple syrup. I'm personally not a fan of the Canadian, but you know, it's good. But he's certainly not been in Hawaii, wherever he has been. And you've got to feel, though, that Blxck, despite him not being a fighting champion, he is a fighter. And this is going to be quite the contest for Matthew Ramirez here tonight.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never leave what you had me say. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you made.
And the opponent, weighing 225 pounds, from Brooklyn, New York, Daddy Luscious, Matthew Ramirez.
Ramirez making his way down to the ring with a confident strut. And why doesn't he have, like, he has every reason to be confident. He's coming off of a win at Shadowman. A win at Endgame. He is on fire. He is on a roll. And let me remind you what I said earlier. In one-on-one matches, person versus person, he is yet to be defeated. And he goes in tonight against the Nemesis World Champion. You've got to feel, even normally when he'd be, you know, maybe the underdog, he can hold his own here tonight.
What surprises me the most, honestly, if we're being completely honest, is the fact that none of the Fatal Vices are out here. There's no Olivia Bodum. There's no Noel Park. There's no Raymondo. There's no Ken Warlock. He's out here on his own.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, maybe that is just, you know, what Matthew Ramirez wants to prove. He wants to prove he can take on the champ all by himself, but maybe you could have used, you know, someone at ringside for you, buddy. Because he just got steamrolled in the opening moments of this matchup.
I mean, he's possibly giving like 100, 120 pounds to the champion right now, so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest as he's trying to take down Blxck, but it looks like Gruel might just be too massive to get that done. Oh, but instead, Ramirez, very smart to use the leverage and just shifting his weight there with some basic amateur wrestling. Matthew Ramirez definitely came here ready to go.
I mean, he's got a game plan. Don't let Blxck catch you and catch him instead with that moonsault DDT styling on the Nemesis World Champion. Okay, Ramirez, we see you here, but can you pick up the win?
Just the pressure's also kind of on Gruel, though. Yes, he's the Nemesis champion, but we haven't seen him here in like 5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, when he defeated FJA in that False Count Anywhere matchup for the Nemesis championship. Yeah, you're traveling the world, etc., and all that stuff, so you're quote-unquote staying in shape. But that's not competition. That's not here fighting another person with that championship on the line where the pressure's hot. I think this is going to be a really big thing for Blxck to overcome.
There's a big difference between staying in shape and having ring rust, because that's the thing. Yes, he is in impeccable shape right now. He is built like a rhinoceros, but he's not been in the ring for a bit. You got to wonder if maybe that ring rust could be his downfall, as Matthew Ramirez has been competing nearly, or at least has been seen on Nemesis nearly every week. He was over actually just, wait a second, into the cover. Just one kick. But I was just saying, he was just over at NIEW, winning the tag team championships for the American Dreamboats in his debut match for the company. He is fresh. He has been ready for this, and this might be his biggest opportunity yet to prove what he could do here on Nemesis. But Blxck is not giving him any of an inch.
Now you talk about Gruul Katak being built like a rhinoceros. There's a great thing then that Matthew Ramirez has some experience fighting a rhinoceratops instead.
Absolutely. But wait, we just see the hook of the leg, not enough. And now
he's got him locked up here.
Looking to just wear down the huge shoulders of the big man. Looking to just maybe tear a muscle here, rip out a shoulder. You're definitely not going to be able to make him tap out. I don't think Gruul Katak has any sort of quit like that in him as he hits a huge tip toss. And now picking up Matthew Ramirez. Got him up. And this is where things get bad for Ramirez as he gets hit with the curate's egg. And now Katak just staring down, seething towards Matthew Ramirez, looking to send a message to the Fatal Vices.
Gruul Katak dragging the center of lust to the ropes right there. Oh, and he just hangs him up on the ropes, choking out almost any life that was left in Ramirez, as Gruul Katak is now starting to get vicious. We talked earlier about how he had to catch him, but now Gruul Katak has him exactly where he wants, and the auger well connects. That's gotta be it. 1, 2, no, Matthew Ramirez still has some fight left in him. He wants to prove to Ken Warlock that this is possible.
Absolutely, and I mean, you know, Matthew Ramirez, like I said, he might not be the leader of the Fatal Vices, but goddamn, he is a great competitor. And he is still yet to be beaten in singles action, and I think he does not want his first loss to happen here tonight on Nemesis.
Matthew Ramirez now on the corner. What has he got in mind here? Connects with that super kick.
The careless whisper may have just lulled the champion to sleep. And now Matthew Ramirez taking out those huge tree trunk-like legs of Gruul Katak. And now, here we see Matthew Ramirez kick to the gut, looking to put the champion away. Heat of the moment connects, and this could be Matthew Ramirez's moment. Into the cover, 1, 2, no.
Oh my God, that was so close right there. Now, can you imagine, not only if Matthew Ramirez picks up the victory here, what would that do with his partnership with Ken Warlock? Would it just kind of throw a monkey wrench in the entire plan?
Well, first he has to beat him, and he might just do that with that elbow drop there. But we see some damage to the ribs, not able to capitalize off the bat. And I think instead taking some moment to get some energy back here, but it might have been a moment too long of hesitation as Gruul Katak is now back on the attack.
Now Gruul Katak just choking the life out of Matthew Ramirez. That's something that Gruul really loves to do. It's less about trying to win the match, but more about really just inflicting damage on your opponent, and permanent damage at that.
Yes, but here's the thing, you know, we've been talking all match about, oh, what if Matthew Ramirez beats him, what if this, what if that. The truth of the matter is, Gruul Katak, yes, he is not a fighting champion. Yes, he has not been seen in a while, but he won that title for a reason. He won the Supremacy Cup for a reason. It is not going to be any stretch of the imagination that it is a easy victory for Matthew Ramirez. So maybe we should, you know, Gruul Katak definitely holding his own and definitely showing why he's the champ, as he has kicked out of everything Matthew Ramirez has thrown at him thus far, and he has continued to brutalize him. As Matthew Ramirez getting up to his feet, but gets caught with a straight right, and now just boxing with Daddy Luscious.
Nope, and now Gruul Katak able to connect with a belly-to-belly. No, instead Matthew Ramirez side coming. Matthew Ramirez now has the upper hand. Possibly try to go for another heat of the moment there, but Gruul Katak able to counter that as well. And honestly, this match has been a lot more competitive than I expected.
Yes, but it's always competitive until the winner is crowned. And right now, the augur well may have just crowned the champion as our winner here tonight. Hooking the leg, 2, 3. Gruul Katak picks up the win over a hard-fought Matthew Ramirez, but picks up the win nonetheless. And Gruul Katak now looks to gold in the bank, but he fights Ken Warlock
the top.
It has been quite the eventful night here on Nemesis, but at last it comes to an end with our champion standing tall. I've been Alexander Shaw, he's been the chairman, bidding you a very farewell adieu on this 9th episode of Nemesis.